Welcome in to the CHGO Bears Podcast, presented by PointsBet. Use code CHGO to live your bet life and earn up to $2,000 in free bets. What's going on, Bears fans? Welcome in to the show today. It is a Thursday. Nice shirt.
Thank you. Built. Everything I'm wearing, I think, is built today, except for these Nike shoes.
Built?
What kind of shoes
or
are they?
designed?
Just Nike.
Oh,
what?
yeah.
What's on the shirt? Like just orange and white.
I just thought I'm making fun of the company's name, Built. That's kind of a dumb name.
BYLT.
It's kind of.
Brandon Spano loves it.
Hey, now.
Why do you think he wears it?
There you go.
Suck up.
Hey, they make good clothes.
You probably can't tell on the screen, but up close, it kind of looks like a paint splattering.
I think that's what the design is.
It's pretty dope. I like it.
You would like it, Adam?
Big Lebowski vibes or something.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I don't know if I'd go that
I was
far.
thinking of
Either way.
the paint splattering scene.
Oh,
Of course, that involves some nudity,
yeah.
so
It's a great scene.
maybe not the best comparison.
Very thorough. The doctor.
Yeah.
Very thorough.
Very thorough. Call him. Here's his number. Welcome into the show. We are we got some good stuff for you. I got some look-ahead lines I got a hold of that I'm excited about because we've been doing all these previews with different opponents, and I'm always like in my head, I'm like, I wonder what the line would be on this game as of right now. So I got some of those, not all of them, but some of them, and we're going to talk about that. More players to break down. 2 players. And Lawrence is already like heckling me over the grades that came in on these 2 defensive
No,
players.
that's fine. I was thinking ahead, not thinking in the past. That's where I should have been.
Oh, yeah. You
Yeah.
can't grade something that hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, That's why I was confused. It's my bad.
It's all right. I like the debate. And
We got a Miami Dolphins fan in here, Javier Hernandez. All right.
oh, Javier came in for the Dolphins.
What's up,
preview,
Javier? Thanks for joining.
which we were going to get to in a second. Just also sort of reacting to this breaking news that doesn't have to do with the NFL, but that apparently USC and UCLA are going to join the Big Ten.
I
Go
can't. Go
Iowa.
who? You want to see Iowa go out to the Coliseum and get their shit run by Lincoln Riley? I don't
Bring
think
it.
so.
No, well, I'll tell you all I care about, like purely selfish, because I know everyone probably wants me to like shit on this on Twitter or something, because the reaction right now is that's what's happening. I will go to Pasadena for any game involving the
Oh, hell
Wisconsin
yeah.
Badgers and or Northwestern.
I've covered the Rose Bowl, the Russell Wilson
It's the
Rose
best.
Bowl. It was
Ooh.
amazing.
That's awesome.
I mean, the sunset,
Yeah.
that pink cotton candy sky,
So iconic.
it was
It still
amazing.
blows my mind. I understand that Southern California and like the fans are fickle and things like that, but if my team got to play their home games there, I would be there literally every week. And I don't understand why when it's not a Rose Bowl game, it's just UCLA playing a home game, there's like nobody there. I don't get it.
Bam, 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 bam,
bam, bam.
Yeah, I mean, the Song Girls are probably my favorite college cheerleading crew, if you have to pick a favorite.
They have
Yeah.
a ranking?
Okay.
Got to go Song Girls.
Yeah, now I need a full ranking
Yeah,
by
now-
tomorrow's
right,
show.
yep.
please.
Like, jeez, I don't know about that.
Lawrence is our producer today, and
In Studio A.
yeah,
Never
we
been
are
here.
back.
First time this week.
Welcome back, gentlemen.
Feels good. The
Yes.
noise in here dropped the second the show started. It was almost like I don't know. It was kind of cool.
Just
like
perfect
showtime.
timing. Yep.
Yeah. It was cool, and then it'll start to get hot because the air conditioning is
Yeah.
the problem. But that's
You're wearing jeans, and that's
I'm wearing some nice slacks
okay. Whatever they
in
are,
honor-
they're pants.
in
Did you-
honor of the fact that we had Blackhawks new head coach Luke Richardson was
Oh,
in
you
the
guys
studio,
dressed
and
up
I
for
just
that.
thought
I sat
I
in
just
the same
thought I
seat.
should. What you
Sat in the same seat as
you did.
Coach Richardson.
I just
Do you
figured
feel
I
like
should.
you would now understand hockey? Because I can guarantee you, based on the other sports you've never touched a piece of equipment for, there's no chance in hell you've ever played hockey.
I've barely ice skated, so you are
Okay.
very,
Yeah,
very
that's-
correct on that.
I can't skate either. I mean, I guess I'll technically blame my parents for not forcing me to try, but I was just a whiny little kid and was like, yeah. So I was like, nope, not doing it. So now I'm not going to teach my kid. Sorry, I should let my wife do that.
But like okay, I guess I can't blame anybody for not knowing how to ice skate.
We didn't do
It's
much
not-
of that in Waukegan.
There's not a lot of ice around here. Now, back when we were kids, at least when we were kids, things used to freeze, but now they just don't.
Sorry,
What?
there's a comment that well, first of all, is there a Studio C? I don't know, the roof maybe? I'm not sure about that. But J.R. Mayberry, oh, man.
Yeah, I saw this.
Oof. What does Nick and the Iowa Trophy case have in common? Both are very short. Ouch.
That's
I mean,
awesome.
I'm like average
Rude.
height, but
That is
Iowa,
rude.
I can't.
That was well done.
I'm on you, J.R. Mayberry. I'm on you.
JR's been a good addition to the show lately. I like this guy.
I'm watching you.
I like
Yeah.
him. All right.
I'll get out of the way.
I always like to, I don't know, I'm not a big gambler, but lines have always fascinated me. So I've always looked at them just in terms of like who's favored. That's why we've been doing all these points bets lines on as we preview these teams. So I thought it'd be fun because I had some look ahead lines for the Bears that were sent to, well, it has enough of the Bears games that it'll be fun. Does not have the whole schedule, but as I do a Control F here to find all the Bears games. All right.
I'm scared.
Week 4, Bears at Giants. We already talked about this, so I can't ask you what you think it is. Lawrence, what do you think that game is?
Bears Giants?
Bears Giants. Who do you think's favored and by how much?
Giants.
Hold on. Is it where?
It's in New York.
Bears Giants.
Week 4.
Giants minus 2.5.
It's a pick 'em.
Okay.
It's a pick 'em.
So that's basically Bears by 3. You always give the home team 3 points.
Sure. Yeah. Well, okay. If you're going to lose that.
Well, no, I'm just saying that's what
No, you're
that's
right.
what they you know.
You're right. So maybe then this next line makes a little bit more sense than when I first saw it. Week 6, Washington Commanders at Chicago Bears. Who's favored? Did I already tell you this one
You
too?
did.
Damn
Yeah,
it!
Bears
I ruined the game.
Yes.
minus 3.5.
Bears minus 3.5.
Yeah.
Bears minus 1.5.
Okay.
Still surprised.
So that's technically a game they're favored.
Thursday
in.
night
Did
game.
they not watch my rant about Carson Wentz 3 days ago? I mean, I feel like
Apparently not. Apparently the lines makers did not
good
see
lord, he sucks.
that. Yesterday we previewed the Cowboys, and I said if the 49ers are 6.5-point favorites at Soldier Field to start the season, then Bears on the road at Dallas, it must be at least 7.5. What do you guys think it is?
It's above that, so what? 9.5.
I mean, I think 8.5 is a number that makes sense there.
It is 10.5.
Double digits.
Bears
for-
already double
Let's
digit
do-
dogs.
Oh, come on. Let's just
Against the
load it
team
up.
we all decided yesterday on the show's overrated.
Yeah, they are.
Wow.
So
10.5. That's
Take those points. Let's
Yeah.
go,
I'd take
JF1.
those.
Let's
I
do
would
it.
bet that right now. Do it. All right. I'm going to save the Dolphins one for our preview here coming up. We'll do a couple more. All right. Bears at Jets now. We did Bears at Giants, which was a pick 'em. Bears at Jets.
Goodness. I mean, the Jets are also terrible, but people seem to like Zach Wilson. I think Nick likes him more than Justin Fields. Didn't that happen like a few months ago?
a little bit. Yeah.
Good God. Jets minus
Minus
4. I'm gonna
Jets
go
minus 4, Jets minus 3. Winner here to Nick, as we just go full Bill Simmons here and Cousin Sal on the pod. Jets are 2.5-point favorites.
Okay.
We move ahead to Week 15. The Eagles at Bears.
Man, who are the quarterbacks in that game? That's my question.
Who are the quarterbacks going to be?
Week 15,
I don't
Philly.
think it'll be Jalen Hurts.
I don't know. Could it be Jalen Hurts?
Maybe Jalen Hurts is on the Bears.
What?
Oh,
Wow.
That'd be cool.
That was incendiary, what you just said there. Not sure I'm for
We're
that.
almost to July. I'm just saying things now to hopefully. It's like sports mockery will be. Bears insider predicts Jalen Hurts is on the Bears.
You know, there's nothing dumber than when someone sends out a tweet or a quote-unquote news story and that it's from sportsmockery.com. I don't care if you actually cover things now legit. I'm never ever going to trust anything that you write on your site because it's sportsmockery.com.
Yeah.
I mean, it's in the name.
It's
Yeah.
in the name.
It's like
But-
getting a headline from the Onion. You're like, oh my God, did you see that news? It's the Onion. No.
They're in the media league, the Cup League.
The Onion.
Yep. I think they
Are they
lost.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. They got
I kind of wanted to
destroyed
work
like
there
us.
like 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Didn't happen.
I'm saying Eagles plus. They're plus 7.
And
You're saying the Bears are plus 7 or the Eagles are plus 7?
Eagles.
So wait, it's
Well, you're
here?
saying the Bears are favored by.
Oh,
7.
no. Sorry. Opposite way.
It's
The
Bears.
Bears are the home team.
Yes.
So you're
home.
saying Bears are 7-point underdogs.
Yes.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh, no way. I'm going to say Bears minus 2.5. Let's go.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
Well,
right.
Maybe if
F
the
the
Eagles
Eagles.
don't have a quarterback like you're predicting. No, it is a Bears are plus 4.5. So
Okay.
Eagles are favored. So
Screw them.
technically you were close on that, even though it was high. Last one, Week 16, Bills at Bears.
Oh, God.
Bills minus 9.5. I'm on the Josh Allen train. Let's go.
You said 9.5? I'm going like minus 12.5.
It is only Bears plus 7.5.
Really? And the Cowboys one was 10.5.
Yeah.
It's also on the road, though.
It's on the road.
That's pretty
and
wild.
that's Christmas Eve when they play or somewhere around there, right?
Perhaps
Maybe they're not even playing. Who knows?
hey, these guys are really good at their jobs. Perhaps they're looking at the fact of what Matt Eberflus did to that Bills offense last year.
True. Yep.
There you go. Yeah.
That's being real. So anyway, I just thought that was interesting. All right, we do have the Dolphins one, which is a good segue here. Let's just knock that one out.
Shout out real quickly to Ben, who plays in the CHGO softball team. It's his birthday today. Happy birthday, Ben.
Oh,
Hey, happy
Number
birthday,
17
Ben.
on
Happy
Tuesday.
birthday.
Let's go.
Let's hit him with the air horn.
Woo.
There you go.
he's celebrating his birthday by predicting the Bears will go 17-0.
Yeah.
I mean, you might as well be optimistic on your birthday. I think so.
I mean, I guess, sure.
One day to do it.
Okay, Dolphins at Bears, Week 9. What do you guys think the line is in that game?
Boy.
Stop making Lawrence go first.
Mike McDaniel. I don't know. Let's give the Bears a 2.5-point favorites.
Bears 2.5-point favorites.
That's basically me calling it a pick 'em.
3.5.
The Dolphins are favored by 2.5. These lines are kind of all over the place.
It's a good dolphin noise.
You know, Dolphins.
That sound like a goat. Goat dolphin.
No, Dolphins more, or goat is more.
And
We're
then do
learning
the
more and
dolphin.
more. See, that's a dolphin.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I don't agree.
Okay. All right.
I think 99.9% of Lawrence's impressions are excellent.
That was the point
And
one.
then there's the Dolphins
Yeah.
one.
All right. All right.
Forgot
Stop
to do
asking
that.
me questions. I gotta eat my poke bowl.
Yeah, no,
over
he's
here.
got to do. He's
Sure.
got to eat
We
lunch.
can-
Apparently. All right, let's preview the Miami Dolphins since they are on the docket today. Then we'll get to some of these players as well. The Dolphins went 9-8 last year. They had a weird, bizarre season. They finished third in the AFC East behind both the Bills, obviously won the East, and the New England Patriots, who made the playoffs. The Dolphins, of course, won in Week 1 and then proceeded to lose 7
They
straight
did.
games. And then they won 7 straight games. Then they lost, then they won that in the season. So despite going 8-1 in their last 9, they fired their head coach,
They did.
Brian
They did.
Flores, who then sued the entire league.
Yeah, they did him dirty. I think. I didn't like that.
It was weird.
And they wanted him to lose, so he was losing. But then he actually made the team better. They won. They still fired him.
I don't know. So, in terms of key additions, Mike McDaniel, the head coach, the new head coach, he comes over from the San Francisco 49ers, and Brian Flores is out. They're hoping that Mike McDaniel, who, boy, this was an interesting hire. Definitely kind of
Look at him just creeping behind Tua there in the
out of
picture.
nowhere, but I love him. I think he's the greatest. I have no idea if this is going to work. It probably won't, but I am going to enjoy every second of Mike McDaniel being the head coach, which I started at the I missed him at the Combine, but the NFL owners meetings, the AFC breakfast is different from the NFC breakfast, so I got a little bit of work done. Lovie Smith, Andy Reid, some of the coaches I wanted to talk to about Bears-related things, and then I went and just hung out with Mike McDaniel. And by hung out, I mean I sat there and just listened to him. I didn't even ask him a question. I just enjoyed the show.
Just that kind of guy, huh?
Yeah, he's
I think you said you adopted him in Studio B. You adopted what he brings, what he's about, and that's why
I claimed him.
Claimed him
as my guy.
Claimed him.
He is my guy, and will continue to be that. Now, this is a team though that has added a lot of key pieces. Like when you look at the key additions, there are some names on this list. Tyreek Hill, obviously being the biggest. They also signed Teron Armstead, who was out there for a while that Bears fans wanted. He ends up in Miami. Back up, they do a little bit of a swap. Jacoby Brissett out, Teddy Bridgewater in, and with Tua kind of in this, is he good, is he not good type of situation, which usually means you're not good. Teddy Bridgewater being the backup, I do find interesting. They also bring in Raheem Mostert, which is a notable addition in the backfield because of the success he had in San Francisco, where Mike McDaniel was. So not totally a shock that he came over to Miami to join their backfield. And then when you look at the losses, like, Mac Hollins out, Tyreek Hill in, that's an upgrade. Duke Johnson out, Raheem Mostert, I don't know, maybe kind of a wash there. I think this is a team that got better.
Yeah.
I don't know if the coaching, by the way, just so people understand, like this Mike McDaniel thing, it's not like I'm predicting he's going to be Bill Belichick. I purely entertainment purposes.
You love him.
I love him. But I have no idea if he's going to be any better than Brian Flores. So, it's a huge stylistic switch, though.
It is, and I think there's just more talent on this team than Brian Flores had. Also, another guy that's in addition, Cedric Wilson, who was on the Cowboys, who we just previewed yesterday, is now on this Miami Dolphins team. So you have some firepower for Tua to work with. He's never had a good offensive line since he's been there in Miami, but when you add Teron Armstead, you got to figure out that right side. But this is their year to figure out if Tua's their guy. And if he can't make the most out of the weapons that he has, the speed that he has, and you also put in Gesicki out there. Someone asked, is Adam Shaheen still on the roster? He is. Is there a revenge game? Sure. But there are some weapons for the Miami Dolphins to utilize and for Tua to see if he is going to be their quarterback moving forward.
Tua's got some Mitch Trubisky vibes to him.
Tua?
Wait a minute.
To say it like
he's a winner, though.
Oh yeah. I'm not comparing. Yeah, well, they're college. Yeah, I'm not comparing them as college quarterbacks. Absolutely.
Well, I mean, it's, quarterbacks.
I'm talking about how they've played in the NFL so far. They tend to scramble a lot.
Middling.
They tend to
Sus.
be inaccurate.
Sus. What do the kids say?
They are probably better than they get credit for, but not good enough to live up to their draft position. Like I think when I said that, it's like immediately perceived as a diss, but I'm just like, I think even where he's at in Miami, unless there's a huge jump, which I guess could happen, but usually does. Like I feel like by now, by year two, the end of year two, you kind of know. Mm-hmm. And I know that he's had excuses, but I feel like Tua is going to continue to be a good, adequate, serviceable quarterback who's not going to be a superstar.
I will root for him every day since seeing the video of him in the hospital before surgery, and he's just with his whole family, and he's just playing the ukulele and singing a cool song. I was like, that's awesome. Go Tua.
Wow. And by the way, two great guys too. I mean, there's no question about that. I mean, Tua, Mitch. I'm just like kind of comparing a situation to the Bears. One of the downsides of the Dolphins offseason, though, was they traded all their picks away for Tyreek Hill. So, in terms of key rookies, Channing Tindall's the linebacker from Georgia.
I liked him out of
they didn't have a pick until the third round.
Yeah, he's I think he has a lot of upside. He was somebody that the Bears were to draft him. I'd be all for it.
Anytime you get a guy from Georgia's defense from last season,
it's like
I think that's a good thing.
Their entire defense got drafted. It was insane.
Yeah, they had a bunch of guys. I was telling everybody on the last podcast about ESPN doing these roster rankings. They have the Miami Dolphins ranked as the number 10 roster in the league.
Wow.
And something that they put in here, and again, they do that by using PFF's database to rank these rosters in terms of strength, and they put the weaknesses. But here's what the X factor is from the Miami Dolphins portion. It's kind of what we've been talking about here. Few quarterbacks have been criticized as much as Tagovailoa. The number 5 overall pick in the 2020 draft has been asked to operate behind one of the worst offensive lines in the league across his first 2 NFL seasons. But his lack of big playability is still concerning. His 2.3% big-time throw rate, defined as well-placed passes downfield or into tight windows, ranks 30th out of 32 qualifying quarterbacks since 2020. So like I was saying, this is the year that you need to see if he can actually make those big playability throws now that you have all the speed on the outside. They're starting to fix up that offensive line. They win on they won 8 of their last 9 or of the last 9 games last season. So it's a team that did show in the beginning, hey, maybe they were frauds, but then at the end of the year fix a little bit of those problems. So we need to see what Tua's all about, and now he's got the weapons to do that.
I just wonder about Mike McDaniel. Like his background is less coachy and more like analytical. Does that make sense?
It does, yeah.
And that's not a knock at all. I'm fascinated to see how that goes. Like I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna go. I think there were probably some players though that didn't necessarily love Brian Flores' like kind of more hard ass style. Mm-hmm. So maybe it'll go great, but it's just a very interesting. Players loved him, Mike McDaniel. So I hope it goes well. I'm going to be watching this team. I think they're going to be fascinating to follow throughout the season. So we'll get to some of the points bets numbers here in a second. I have to ask you guys a question though. Is your points bet read like missing?
Oh.
Really?
Like all the text is gone.
Uh-oh. Let me check.
So we have to do this off the top of our heads. But if you'd like to, if you would like to support CHGO, what you need to do is download the PointsBet app because you use the PointsBet app and that code CHGO.
I see it. Do you want me to
sign up? I don't know what's going on with my computer. Thank you very much. So I think I could have gotten through it.
You want me to do it?
I even refreshed it.
Yeah, no, it's definitely on that computer.
Yeah, but if you make a $50 or more first time deposit, are you gonna take it off screen?
I'll do whatever you want. If you want me to read it or if you want to
read
it yourself.
I can read it. It's fine.
Okay.
I was gonna just
ad-lib.
Talk through it, ad lib it. I mean, I've done it every day like for the last 4 months.
Sure. Yeah.
I feel like it could have been fine. But you guys know this at this point. You download the PointsBet app, you make a $50 more first-time deposit, and you receive a free CHGO membership, which unlocks all of our web content, and you can even get a free shirt of your choice from the CHGO locker. That's $2,000 in free bets, a free CHGO membership, and a free T-shirt from the CHGO locker, all for making more than a $50 first-time deposit at PointsBet. Any questions, email pointsbet@allchgo.com with ideas on how to improve our internet. That'd be great. See an edge in the game that you're watching. Is your favorite team primed for a comeback? Don't just watch the game. Bet along with it live. And when you do that, you get more live betting, more live markets, faster live cash outs. Download the PointsBet app right now. Use promo code CHGO. What are you waiting for? It is time to elevate your live betting game because once the game starts, don't just bet. Live your bet life with PointsBet. If you or somebody you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER for crisis counseling and referral services.
Woo.
That was great.
That was great. Now I have to tell you about Athletic Greens. With one scoop of Athletic Greens, you are absorbing 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food source superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens to help start your day off right. This mixture of ingredients helps your immune system, gives you energy, and improves your focus, and that's why I take my Athletic Greens every day before my workouts. What's awesome about Athletic Greens is that it costs you less than a cup of coffee a day, also helps support better sleep quality and recovery, which we all need. Right now, it's time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition. It's just one scoop in a cup of water every day. That's it. No need for a million different pills and supplements to look out for your health. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/CHGO Bears. Again, that is athleticgreens.com/CHGO Bears to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutrition insurance.
All right. The PointsBet number, speaking of our friends at PointsBet, on the Miami Dolphins are as follows. They are plus 3,500 to win the Super Bowl, which puts them 18th. Even if they make a jump, I think it's just tough with some of these AFC teams to kind of project them to come out. But some value there if you're buying the finish to last season, the changes they've made, the coaching change. If you love Tua, as our Dolphins fan today on the show apparently does, Javier Hernandez, he's a Tua guy, then I could see, placing some money on that. The Dolphins making a run. They're plus 2,000 to win the AFC, which puts them at 11th in that conference. That's the problem. So even there, they're not even projected to really be a playoff team. Plus 425 to win the AFC East. That is higher than the Patriots, though.
It is, yeah.
So they are second in the AFC East behind the Bills. They are over-under 8.5 wins. Costs you more to bet the overs. More people are siding that way at minus 140. The under, if you go that route, at plus 110. They are kind of an enticing team to expect to win more than 8 games. I'll say that.
Anytime you play the Jets twice, and I think them and the Patriots, they can each go 1-1 there. They're going to be an interesting team to watch for sure, because those last 8 games that they won last year, Adam, you see some of the teams that they beat. I wonder if they're as good as that run was, because they beat the Houston Texans, Jets twice, the Giants, the Saints with Ian Book at quarterback, the Panthers.
The Ian Book experience. That game was crazy.
Yeah. They beat some pretty bad teams on the end of the year.
Oh, that was like the game right after Christmas, like on the 26th or something?
I think so. That sounds about right.
I just remember Ian Book being just so terrible, and you're thinking, why is Ian Book in an NFL game?
I watched that game in Seattle. Yeah, it would have been the 27th, I think.
How come Ian Book's not in the USFL? I feel like that's more his speed.
Hey, you can make a career just being a good quarterback room guy. Chase Daniel.
He's perfected that.
I'd take his bank account.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Oh, yeah.
So this is a home game for the Bears. I think it's a tough one. As we remind you every single day, I have completely forgotten what I predicted in this game when we did these predictions, back when the schedule came out. I'm kind of leaning more Dolphin here. More Dolphin than Bear.
More Dolphin than Bear? I think that's where I leaned whenever we did it. But
I think it's Lawrence's Dolphin noise that put me over the top.
That kind of mixed into a goat now.
Yeah,
I did that on purpose.
Goat. Is that more dolphin or goat?
That was a dolphin goat.
That was a golfin.
Goat. Dolphin goat.
Yeah, it's kind of a golfin.
Oh, my God. You going goats or dolphins?
I'm going Dolphins right now. I'm going Dolphins. That speed with Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill. Like, Jalen Johnson and Kyler Gordon are going to have their hands full. They really are. And the safety play has to be to perfection. And you're going to have 2 rookies in the secondary. I know everyone has a lot of expectations, high expectations. You should, but this is a tough game. And I think whatever you think of Tua, when guys are running wide open and there's that much speed, it makes it a little easier to play quarterback.
Sebastian says if we have a solid defense by week 9, we'll get the W. It'll be our defense versus their offense.
Yeah.
Damn it. He didn't. I added that part. Mm-hmm. Hey, I wanted to share one more betting thing. This is from my friend Joe Ostrowski. Does a great job in the betting market genre of sports talk, everything. He tweeted this yesterday, or was that this morning already? Wow, today's been a long day. Because it says 7:26 a.m. I feel like I read this yesterday.
Wow.
That was this morning.
Yep.
There you go. He was basically posting tweets from a guy named Ben Fox. But he said, the tweet says, the Chicago Bears under 6.5 wins is the most lopsided win total bet at Caesars Sports so far this offseason. Over 95% of the bets are on the under, and nearly 18 times the money is on the under. So people are pounding the Bears under 6.5.
I get it. I can see why. When we did it, I had them at 8.
That makes me even more confident in the over.
There you go.
Caesars ain't taking that loss.
No, that's true.
I mean, this is one of those games they got to win if they want to hit that over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's another tweet here that Joe put out, basically retweeted from a guy named Dave Mason. NFL season win totals, the top 5 bet counts are, number 1, the Bears under at 6.5. Number 2, the Jets over 6. Number 3, the Lions over 6.5. Don't fall into that trap again.
Don Burr, where you at?
That. It was only 2 years ago that the Lions were the hot, sneaky playoff team, and then
that was a thing.
Matt Patricia was fired by like week 4. The Colts over 9.5.
Okay.
And the Steelers over 7.5. Ooh, I love that Steelers over 7.5.
Is Mitch the one running that? Or is that going to be
I mean, that's the only reason why that number's not higher, probably. And the Steelers, man, they just do their thing every year.
They do.
They didn't even have. I want to let me tell me if this is stupid as it comes, because I have not really thought this out, but I'm going to say it. I'm going to blurt it out anyway. Is last year's version of Ben Roethlisberger better than Mitch Trubisky right now?
No.
Probably not.
I bet Roethlisberger was on his
That's what I'm saying.
last
And
legs.
You know,
not good.
I don't know that they're that far off of where they already were at quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And not to take anything away from Ben Roethlisberger's career at all. I'm just talking about what they had last season.
Yeah, he wasn't.
Who was the better quarterback in the game the Bears played him? Justin Fields was the best quarterback on the field that day.
Yeah.
No
So,
doubt.
all right, the bottom 5 bet counts, just in case you're wondering. So these are the ones that are not getting a lot of money thrown on them. The Chargers under 10.5 is number 28. The Colts under 9.5 is number 29. The Rams under 10.5. So people love the Rams. People love them. The Ravens, they're not betting the under 9.5, and nobody's betting the Bills under 11.5. People loving the Bills.
I mean, the Bills are going to be a good team, but it's still 11 win. Like,
That means you're betting them to win 12.
yeah, that's still tough to do.
Hey, you got that extra game now.
It does help.
True, but
it does.
Well, it helps or it hurts because,
No, it's another chance to win.
Another opportunity.
for the Bears, it's another game to lose.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Depends, the psychology involved in that.
Oh yeah.
Yes, we'd still love the mustache, Nick.
Appreciate
Is that still going to be here when I'm back here next week?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Can I bet the under on that one?
Has the girlfriend changed her mind yet? Does she realize what she's working with?
She
now?
likes it now. She's
See?
used to it.
There you go.
I don't believe you.
She's used to it.
I think you're going to get really drunk this weekend, and then you're going to wake up the next morning. It's going to be gone because she shaved it off your face in the middle of the night.
I probably would wake up. I'm a pretty light sleeper.
He'd be drunk on Owen. I don't know if.
Yeah. Which
Only what Nick
we have
needs.
that today. But
Funkbringer's saying I won the kicks game today. If that's the case, it's the first day in CHGO history that I've won the kicks game. I still like his shoes, though.
These
Yeah,
are
Nick's got some
they're
fly.
weird,
Yeah.
but
They're weird. They match your...
yeah, they kind of like the whatever's going on with this and this design. Can't really see it. I'm not flexible. So.
It's a well-dressed human.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And smarter than Lawrence's pants that he's wearing. It's hot in here right now.
They're light
Yeah, I'm
pants.
starting
They're
to
very
feel
light pants. That's fine. I'll be fine.
All right. We also need to discuss a couple players before we get out of here.
Yes.
I'm going to give you 2 Bears grades today because I will not be here tomorrow. And we're going to do 2 again when I come back next Wednesday as well.
There we go. Doubling up.
So next couple times I'm in here, we'll have a... And there's a big name on that one next week.
Big name.
Like a big name.
Offense or defense? Can you share that?
Not telling you.
Damn it.
Not telling
Boy,
you.
I'm excited.
Right?
Big
I mean,
name.
there's never been a better tease in the history of
Dynamo.
any podcast show ever. All right, today we're talking about Trevis Gibson to begin with. Trevis Gibson, who's poised to take on a larger role in the Bears defense this season. He was last season pretty good though. Graded out at 2.38, which puts him in that starter category. Certainly flashed with the numbers because he had 7 sacks last season, 7 tackles for loss, and the 5 forced fumbles numbers is huge. And I think you could say, well, why, with those flashy numbers, why isn't his grade higher? Well, the one thing, and this is a good exercise, say, when you see the next player that comes up, because you might be surprised that the next player actually graded out higher. Grading every snap, man. It's not just the good ones. Everything's getting looked at. Not just the whole reason I do this is so you're not just looking at the numbers, but his numbers are great. I think it suggests a breakout season. If last year wasn't already one, he also had a lack of opportunity too, which probably limits, how high things go. The only concern here at all, and we've talked about this on the show before, he is transitioning to another new position within another scheme. He had to do this when he came out of Tulsa, where he's more of a 5 technique. They turned him into a 3-4 outside linebacker. And now he's got to go kind of like in between, like halfway between those two spots, put his hand down on the ground, just be a 4-3 defensive end. I think his body type, the ease at which he transitioned already, and the fact that this is halfway between the two spots he's already played, I think he'll be just fine. And now we find out. Khalil Mack, we know, is out of the way. Robert Quinn could be out of the way too.
Maybe.
Opportunity will be there for Trevis Gibson, and I, for one, am very bullish on him. Like if I had to project what his grade might be after the season, I would say in the 3s would be great, which would put him in as like a long-term starter, like a guy you want to sign and keep around.
I think he's capable of that. Everything you've seen so far of his makeup in those limited opportunities suggests that he can be that guy. He did have a lot of reps in a 2-point stance, which he's not going to have as a 4-3 defensive end, but he knows how to get to the quarterback with a multitude of ways. One thing I do want to see him kind of improve upon is how physical he is in the run game. And that's why I think when you have a guy like Alquan Muhammad, who's also going to be fighting for that spot, if Robert Quinn is here, who's going to be the better run defender out of those two guys? And I think Alquan Muhammad showed he can be that a little bit more consistent in that area. But if that's the one thing that Trevis Gibson improves upon the most this year, that will well round him to have a breakout year, the following year. But Trevis Gibson, he has all the tools to make up. I'm pretty sure he's going to do the, the Thor celebration after he gets a sack, throws, Mjolnir? If no, oh, that's right, Lawrence.
Don't look at me.
You're a Marvel guy.
Yeah, no, not watching your dumb movies.
You're saying what is that called? The movie does? No,
yeah. So he does. He throws the hammer.
And then he catches it, right?
And then he throws the hammer, and the hammer's called.
He throws it, but then doesn't he
Mjolnir.
catch it back?
Yeah, he just kind of throws. He'll come back whenever.
Just like Thor does.
Yes.
It's actually one of the best sack
I like
celebrations in the NFL right now. I'd put it in my top 3.
Who you got above him?
I'll put it in my top 1.
Oh, there you go.
Now I don't have to answer your question.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah.
Smart.
Okay. Smart.
I do miss Willie Young's fishing celebration, though.
That was a good one.
That was always a good one.
That was a good one.
Yeah. All right. Should we go to the next player?
Let's do it.
No, we're gonna have to pause here to Outlander.
It's another defender.
Outlander
Mjolnir
is giving you your
It's
answer.
the hammer. Stormbreaker's the axe. Yes.
There you go.
And new movie will be coming out next week.
Great. Let's do that CHGO Marvel Comics.
Okay.
BS podcast.
Love that there's another Thor movie coming out. Do not care what those things are called.
Throws
It's
it.
a hammer.
No, it's
Yeah,
Mjolnir.
Thor's hammer.
It's a hammer.
Thor's hammer.
Mjolnir.
It's Thor's hammer.
Yeah.
Mjolnir.
Whatever. It's Thor's hammer. All right, Angelo Blackson's next up here on the defensive line as we knock out 2 of these D-line guys on the same day. 2.57. Also put him in that starter range. So this is where I think maybe it gives you a little insight on why. Remember, when Ryan Poles comes in, when the new regime comes in, they scout the players that are already on the roster. They decide who they got to get rid of, who they can keep around, who maybe can step into bigger roles. Angelo Blackson, I guarantee you they looked at last season and they said, okay, we think we can go into a season with him in a bigger role technically as one of our starters. And I think the question is he probably the starting one technique? I think right now he's the overwhelming favorite to be that guy. Now, I think the question always becomes with that, how does a guy who's been a reserve through most of his career transition when more opportunity, more snaps also brings more opportunity for error?
Sure,
and sometimes guys get put in roles that supersede what they really should be in. Now, Angelo already had to do some of this last year a little bit, and he delivered with a career-high 43 tackles, which was close to double what he had ever done before. 9 quarterback hits. The sack numbers weren't necessarily there, but again, if you're wondering how is Angelo Blackson graded higher than Travis Gibson, it's because when I do this, I'm looking at everything in the trenches, which oftentimes at that spot does not result in numbers, in tackles. Especially when you're playing in 3-4 like the Bears were, sometimes you did your job by two-gapping and letting Roquan Smith fly through and make the play. So I think that's where maybe this surprises you a little bit. Now, if you were to ask me between these two players, who I'm more optimistic succeeds in a bigger role, I would go with Travis Gibson, actually.
Yeah, same here. Angelo Blackson was a fine player for the Bears, a nice addition for the limited amount of snaps that he had, and he was playing at the end. Sometimes he was playing at the interior as a tackle, and he did a fine job for the Bears. Now, next to Justin Jones, which will be the interior of the Bears defensive line this season, like, how can he handle that? That's going to be the big question here, but there's just more opportunities for Travis Gibson, I believe, to make some of those splash plays as opposed to a one tech for Angelo Blackson. But it's going to be a big year for him to see if he's really capable of that. But in terms of what he was asked to do last season, he was a good addition to have along that interior defensive line.
Yeah. So I think, some concerns about what the Bears have there in front of the linebackers, really in the whole front seven, are warranted. And because, I just told you, I think Travis Gibson jumps into the threes this year. I guess I'll actually be a little bit surprised if Angelo Blackson continues to go up. I could see this one going down, actually. So, but what do I know?
We'll see.
I know that there is another read that you have to do. I do know that.
And it starts with a question.
Yeah,
someone's hinting at it. It's like, oh, wasn't Adam going to ask the question? No,
that's not my question to ask.
No.
That is Nick's question to ask.
And here's the question. Do you want to start your day with a competitive edge?
Yes.
Of course you do.
Yes.
How do you do that? Strava CBD coffee is the answer because it's a game changer and it's helped thousands of people to improve their overall wellness and quality of life. Strava delivers delicious, fresh roasted specialty coffee infused with organic broad-spectrum CBD. And just so you know, CBD from hemp doesn't make you high or hungry, but it does offer real benefits that can help you, like feeling alert and focused without the jitters, living your day more balanced with less anxiety and fewer aches and pains. Plus, including CBD in your daily routine can even help you enjoy more restful sleep so you wake up feeling at your best. And the best part about all of this, Strava's all about quality. Everything is small batch, fresh, and shipped straight to your door. Strava also offers concentrated full-spectrum CBD tinctures for those looking for a more traditional CBD format with a powerful entourage effect of benefits. CHGO listeners can save 25% off their entire purchase when you use code CHGO25. That's 25% off your entire order at StravaCraftCoffee.com when you use the code CHGO25 at checkout. Do you already love Strava? Subscribe and save with the Strava Coffee Club. With Strava, you are in control save on your favorite coffees, and have them automatically delivered to your home or office on your preferred schedule.
Last thing we want to tell you about on today's show, make sure you're checking out Will DeWitt's daily player previews at allchgo.com. Today's player, Tajae Sharpe, which sometimes forget is on this team.
Yeah, I think when I'm thinking about minicamp in Tajae Sharpe, it was the one play where Justin Fields rolling out, he does a no-look pass, and he's told the wide receiver that was Sharpe, like, just stay there. Yeah. And the pass falls incomplete. I'm like, that's Tajae Sharpe there. But, yeah, he's a guy that's been in the league for 6 years, was with Atlanta before the Bears. The Bears actually posted a video about, 2 weeks ago now, where the wide receivers are going through the footwork drills. I'll say Tajae Sharpe has the cleanest footwork out of any of the receivers that went through that drill at that time. I think they put slow feet don't eat. It's very true. But, Tajae Sharpe. He's still on the Bears.
This was a guy like coming out of college, but, he did a little bit for the Titans as a 5th-round pick, ends up signing with Minnesota 2 years ago, did absolutely nothing, didn't even get a catch there, was inactive sometimes, goes to Atlanta, 25 catches last year on 37 targets. Will has a great advanced stat in here, though, that I'll just throw out as a nugget. You guys check out the rest of it at allchgo.com. But he says that Sharpe's yards per route run, so basically how many yards you're accumulating with your catches per the routes you actually run, because that factors in like how much you're actually getting open and how much you're getting the ball, was just 2.9 last season. It was the 9th lowest in the league among receivers who caught at least 10 passes. So while he did do a little bit of stuff there in Atlanta, the effectiveness of him in the offense, that stat doesn't necessarily point to that. So I think he's got a little bit of an uphill battle, quite frankly, to actually make this team. Like if it came down to him and Daz Newsome or something like that, I think would be sort of a fascinating decision that has to be made, and probably would have more to do with special teams at that point than anything else.
And he doesn't have special teams contributions. He's not a guy that wherever he went was a big special team contributor, so that hurts him in a way.
That's a problem for him at the stage of his career he's in.
Yeah. It's like if you're not going to be, I guess, a full-time wide receiver, and you're not going to be a guy that contributes on special teams.
Honestly, though, the way you guys talk about a lot of these players having special teams potential, I feel like that's okay for Sharpe. He doesn't need to be a special teams guy. There's no room for him.
Yeah, I know. I that's why I'm not. I'll say go to Will's preview to check out what his prediction is, but he does have him making the team, and he does have him scoring at least one touchdown this season. And I'm like, I don't know. That's the first. Will's got some awesome predictions, and I love that he's going for the stats. In all these player previews that he does, I don't think I agree with him on this one.
I'm trying to think. Bears will probably carry 6 or 7 wide receivers, and if he's making it,
I think 6 is no. I mean, I think you have 5, maybe 6 on the 53-man.
Okay, so you have Darnell Mooney, Byron Pringle, Velus, Dante Pettis.
If he's 4, then the 5th, are you going to Equimania St. Brown or Tajae Sharpe?
I'm taking Equinemius.
Special teams. Boom.
Well, if it's 6, then you can stick him on.
Maybe. Not too optimistic on that.
No.
We'll see. JR is asking, Adam, with your special teams knowledge, who is going to be our returner? I honestly don't know, because there's a lot of different options. Mm-hmm. I think... I mean, Khalil Herbert's going to be in the mix for that, but if Velus Jones, who they drafted, is really, that special, maybe more in the punt return side of things, that's an option. Treston Ebner has kick returning experience. That's an option there. I mean, I think they're going to work that out in training camp. Mm-hmm. That is one area where it's perhaps the hardest to evaluate in the preseason, because you can look at – I remember talking to Chris Tabor about this last year, actually. He was, of course, the Bears special teams coordinator for 4 years before he just went to the Carolina Panthers, because I was genuinely curious what the hell they're looking for what they watch in these practices when you're not really getting live action on these returns. Mm-hmm. And the one thing about kickoff, kick return, these are violent plays. Like you guys got guys running long distances at high speeds and colliding into each other. So when you can't simulate that in practice, I feel like you're very, very dependent on the games. Now you're down to 3 special teams games. And oh, by the way, in some of those games, teams are looking to not get players hurt. So they touch back or kick away from returners because they don't want returns. And so now all of a sudden you're at the end of the preseason. You might have like 3 plays to actually evaluate and be like, and you're not just looking at the returner. You're looking at what everybody did out there in terms of blocking too. So
that goes into
it just seems like really hard to me to figure that out.
Just put 2 guys back there. Remember when they had Hester and Knox on the one play and it confused the hell out of, God, what team were they playing?
The NFL, everyone involved because they called it back. They didn't.
Yeah, I know. So
the Packers return.
Perfectly executed on the Bears' part, but
that was bullshit.
I need to. That's a play I'd love to steal from Dave Tobe. But what's crazy about that play is you have to know where the other team's kicking it.
Oh yeah,
trying to kick it, and the timing and the circumstances just really have to work out. But yeah. Anyway, we will follow up JR and what's going on in the return game in training camp, I promise you. But right now, I think we just know the options. I don't necessarily. Daz Newsom's another guy who could factor
returner
into that. So stay tuned on that. All right, good stuff from Will. AllCHGO.com is where you go. You could check that out. It is unlocked for you, even if you are not a member. We hope you are a member. Please go sign up. AllCHGO.com. Get those memberships. Get that free shirt. Wore the CHGO Bulls shirt today in honor of our Bulls guys tracking down free agency. And although it's been quiet so far, right?
I guess so.
A lot of good stuff for you, though. Go check out the Blackhawks show. Luke Richardson, the new head coach, was sitting right here or there or somewhere here talking to our guys on the Blackhawks show. They did a great job. Great interview. That is CHGO Blackhawks Podcast. Please hit the subscribe button here. Hit that like button. I am headed out to Minnesota for the weekend. Get some wake surfing in and enjoy life for a few days. I hope everybody enjoys the 4th of July holiday. Do you want to tell our viewers who's coming in tomorrow, or is it a surprise?
Yeah, well, we'll share it right now. So if you're a fan of the Chicago Audible, we're having Mason West on the show tomorrow. So
love Mason West.
A Chicago Audible throwback with that Will.
Nice.
Who's also going out of town. Yeah, so it'll be a fun show. If you have any questions, there's a tweet from the CHGO Bears account. Go comment under that. I'll probably tweet out again so we can get some your questions answered on Friday's show.
Awesome. Yeah, looking forward to that tomorrow. So there will be a show tomorrow at 1 o'clock. I'm back next week. Be smart this weekend, people. Enjoy the holiday.
Save your mustaches.
Come home with 10 fingers. 10 toes. Mm-hmm. Don't be stupid, but have fun at the same time. It is possible. It is possible. All right. We will talk to you. Well, he'll talk to you tomorrow. Talk to you guys later.